Hey guys, a quick video on my thoughts and expectations for this brand new heist we're getting, which, according to Rockstar, will be dropping in about a month. Everyone seems to be chiming in on what this could potentially involve, how it may play out, etc. But I want to take a quick step back and provide my thoughts on how this heist, arguably the last heist of GTA 5, is going to stack up compared to all the other heists in the game, and what we can potentially expect. Now, as luck would have it, in my last video I talked about the Caio nerfs and what this once great heist has turned into. So there's a part of me that's a little apprehensive regarding this new heist. And because of this, I want to discuss 3 specific areas of this heist that are going to be most concerning for me. You let me know if you feel the same. But before I begin, I want to preface all this with the obvious. I'm really hoping, wishing, and praying that this heist is going to be epic. We've gone almost 6 years since Rockstar's last new heist, so getting another heist before GTA 6 is nothing short of spectacular. And it's solo, what I've been clamoring for years. And hopefully Rockstar's finally learned their lesson on this one, and we can expect more solo-friendly heists in GTA 6. Now, I'm saying all this because Rockstar's track record with DLCs in recent years hasn't been that revolutionary, if that's the right word. It just seems like all the new content we've been getting recently has been, for lack of a better term, cookie cutter-ish. Plus, as I just mentioned, they've since gone back to the most recent heist and nerfed the living daylights out of it. So, that being said, here's my top 3 biggest concerns heading into this heist. Number 1, the setup. Number 2, the payout. And number 3, the cooldown. First, the setups. If we look at the Caio, the setups are quick. Very quick. I think if you have any experience with the Caio, you can probably complete the setups in about 30 or 40 minutes. Then, if you look at the casino heist, or even the most recent Dr. Dre contract, which I know isn't technically a heist, but the setups for these are definitely on the longer end of the scale. So where does that put the Kortz Heist? Well, if you read the Rockstar Newswire, it says you'll be scoping out, and I quote, this sprawling Kortz Center complex before choosing an approach for this multi-stage heist, end quote. The key word for me here is a multi-stage. Is that referring to the setups, the finale, or both? Regardless, my worry here is that if the setups take too long, it's going to discourage long-term play. Rockstar really needs to hit the sweet spot here. Make them too short, and people will be grinding this heist way more than the Caio, which boggles the mind when you think about it, but if you make this thing too short, Rockstar will eventually nerf it, and or players won't be doing anything else in this game, which is not going to be ideal for Rockstar. However, if you make these setups too long, you're not going to get the return traffic, and this heist will quickly turn into a one-off. For me, if the setups are going to be cookie cutter, boilerplate redos of all the other setups in this game, I'm praying they'll be short. If, on the other hand, Rockstar steps up to the plate and adds some different flavors or tasks to this heist, I have no problem with increasing the setup lengths. Alright, next, the payout. Arguably, this is probably going to be the most contentious and talked about element of this heist. As a comparison, I'm almost certain that the individual responsible for the original payouts of the Caio Perico heist, well, they're probably working at a truck stop now. Probably somewhere in the depths of the Gobi Desert, meaning I'm quite certain Rockstar has learned their lesson. I would be stunned if the payout for this heist is north of 1 million. And if it is, it's probably going to require you to complete additional setups, perform the heist with more than one person, etc., etc. Now, having said all this, do I hope I'm wrong? Of course I do. I'm a money grinder. And maybe there's a chance Rockstar's throwing us all a bone here and making this a very lucrative payout. You know, considering this is probably the last heist we'll ever see in GTA 5. Yeah, it could happen, but with this same logic, I could also win the lottery. Okay, lastly, the cooldown. Out of everything I just went over, this is probably my most concerning. I'm really curious to see what Rockstar does with this. So first, let's look at the last 5 DLCs that we got and do a little compare and contrast, if you will. Of these 5 though, I'm not going to include the Money Fronts or the Safe House in the Hills DLC, just because there's no big final mission or contract that pays you out a bunch of money. They only contain a collection of mini missions and or odd jobs. So here is the list. First, back in December of 2023, we got the Salvage Yard. And how long do we have to wait before we can salvage a top tier car back to back? You guessed it, 1 week. Next, back in June of 2024, we got the Bottom Dollar Bounty business. How long do we have to wait for a back-to-back top-tier bounty? Well, it's a little shorter, but still lengthy, 24 hours, or 1 full real-time day. And lastly, in December of 2024, we got the Agents of a Sabotage DLC. We have 4 different robbery missions we can choose in this one, but there's only one that is deemed the priority file, paying out a little more. How long until we can do this one back to back? Yep, another 7-day cooldown for this one as well. And of the 3 DLCs I just mentioned, the payouts for the big money are nowhere near the money we currently get when we complete a heist. So, I ask you, if Rockstar is currently making us wait 7 days before we can play a mission that pays out $300,000 or $400,000, how long do you think the Kortz Center Heist cooldown will be? Yeah, I'm a little worried on this one. The current cooldown for the Kaio, if you're a solo player, is roughly 2.5 hours. If they did something similar with this one, depending on the payout, I'd be okay with. But could they, or would they, extend this to 1 week? To me, on the heels of GTA 6 and how they want this game remembered, I think this would not go over very well. Let's hope for the best with this one. Alright, so that's it, my friends. Thank you for watching. As always, if you like this video and want to help out, please subscribe, thumbs up, and let me know what you think. What are your expectations for the Kortz Center Heist? And do you have any other additional concerns of your own? If so, drop a comment below and let everyone know. Until next time, be happy. You always say the one. Maestro.